Hello everyone and welcome back to another instalment of our Portuguese barn conversion series.
If you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe right now because we have so many amazing videos on the way. This is the year that we complete our barn renovation.
We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Fernando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning everyone. We've got an incredibly, and I mean incredibly, exciting thing to share with you on the land this morning. It's life-changing. Honestly life-changing. It's something that has made our morning routine infinitely better and I can't wait to show you. Hello.
This is the most incredible experience, having a working shower which is warm and I don't need to boil the kettle, pump the shower and stand outside completely butt naked getting freezing by the wind. I'm sheltered and I think I might be a while.
So you probably saw a while ago that we actually did set up the shower and it was wonderful, but we didn't have the electrical component and it was coming in the post and it didn't arrive. It actually got returned from where we ordered it from, which absolutely sucked because we couldn't find what we needed anywhere. But thanks to some wonderful friends of ours who gave us the piece we needed, we can now have a gloriously hot shower whenever we want.
That was incredible. It no longer feels like we're slumming it on the land. It feels like I can wake up, or I've been working with loads of cement and stuff and like dusty materials. When you finish for the day you feel disgusting and usually I'm like, okay, now I've got to boil a kettle, I've got to pump some water like I said, and it's a long process. Now I just come in here, press one button, hop in the shower and live like a normal human being. It's a super simple setup to power our shower. We just use this Renogy Phoenix solar generator that opens up, has its own solar panel, so it's completely self-contained, and then we plug in the cigarette lighter port of the pump and there we go. One button and we turn it on and it runs our shower.
And we get a lot of questions about our shower and how it all works, so I'm going to give you a quick tour of it before I hop in. Also, all of the water does come from a rainwater collection from the roof of this cabin, which is really cool. And we have got some rain coming up, so we're taking extra long showers at the moment because we know it's all going to get refilled in a few days. So a lot of you haven't actually seen the shower area. This is the heater where the hot water comes from and travels into our lovely shower cubicle. We've used some old copper piping for the curtain up here. We've got a waterproof light that's powered by BioLight. It's solar powered, which is fantastic. And we've got waterproof walls with some corrugated iron. I love this look in here. And then a proper modern shower tray and of course a cat to demonstrate the size of it for you. So all the water drains out through a pipe that runs all the way down somewhere else. I can't remember exactly where, but it's really spacious. Theo also put up a temporary shower head holder, so it's like standing under a waterfall.
I'm actually so proud of this cabin that we built. It's actually 2 years old and this has been our compost toilet for the last 2 years, and also now it's a shower. But when you go away for long periods of time, other animals and different insects feel like they want to make it their home because it is so cozy. Why wouldn't you? I'm surprised we didn't find a human living in here. And this,
oh man, I just
was in the letterbox because yeah, obviously you have a letterbox into your composting toilet shower room. Look at that. That is a wasp nest.
I think I have trypophobia because looking at that makes my stomach salt and my skin crawl.
Not very nice, and it looks kind of mouldy as well.
It's horrible.
So I'm just off to deliver some wood down to the barn because it's gonna rain for like a solid week and we don't want our nice new square sheet of OSB to get wet, so we're going to store that in the barn. And I wanted to talk a little bit about these trucks and these old vehicles. I don't know how many of you guys had a vehicle this old before in your lives, but they have a choke on it. So sometimes in the morning when it's cold, you want to pull the choke out just here to the left of the steering wheel, pull that out, and that helps to start the vehicle, and it really roars when you get it started. But You warm it up a little bit, turn off the choke, and then you're good to go. But sometimes it's so easy to forget when you're used to driving a modern vehicle. We've just taken the mower off the tractor and replaced it with the transfer box, because what we're going to do is load it full of fruit trees that we bought the other day, and we're going to plant them around the house because we thought it'd be so nice eventually to have some fruit trees around the house, because most of the fruit trees that we own are down the bottom of the land where the well is.
Before we get started with planting the fruit trees, I wanted to say a big thank you to Readly, who have sponsored today's video. Now, Readly is a fantastic app that you can use on your smartphone or your tablet, and it gives you access to thousands of different magazines in loads of different topics, so you can choose something that really suits you. I particularly enjoy reading the self-build, home renovation magazines, and also recently amateur gardening, because it really is helpful with planting the fruit trees, because it's something that I've never done before. Now the app itself is really intuitive and easy to use. You can double tap to get a really good look at what you're reading. Because it's all online, it's paper free, which is really good for the environment, and you can scroll back and read magazines that are months if not years old, which I really enjoy. If you'd like to try out Readly, we've got a link in our description for you to click for 2 months free subscription to Readly. So you've got to do that before the 31st of January if you want to try that out. Once the 2 months is over, it's $7.99 a month and you can cancel at any time. I really do enjoy Readly and find it incredibly helpful. So I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. And now I'm ready to plant some trees.
So as you guys know, we've already got quite a few citrus trees down the bottom of our land where the well's situated, but we wanted some around the house. So we've got this lemon and lime.
Sorry, but you can see the labels, and that's a lime and that's a lemon.
Lime and lemon. And then we're going to plant them just around here. We've got quite a few other trees as well. We're going to dot around the land in different various locations, but you know, I think here is going to be so nice. It's just nice sheltered area and it gets the sun all day long right here.
Right here is the lineup for the other fruit trees that we've got. First one here is a beautiful blueberry, I think, because the label actually came off. But I'm fairly sure that that was a blueberry. And then we've got 2 different types of raspberries here. We've got one that looks almost like a Swedish berry. I want to say a cloudberry, but I'm probably totally wrong. It's basically a white raspberry, so they'll be really lovely. And then next to it, we've got a plum. I'm so excited for a plum tree because we do love plums. In fact, we love all of these fruits, which is why we chose them. Next is a pomegranate. I chose this one purely because pomegranates are just super exotic. When you think of pomegranates, for me anyway, I've never heard of a pomegranate tree in the UK, so having one in Portugal is just rather fancy. And lastly, check this. Almonds. Now I know an almond tree should hopefully do very well here because I've seen some in other places in the area. So these are our trees that we're going to be planting and I'm really excited to get them into the ground.
What do you think? I reckon around here, because we have some trees that are going to grow up really big, some big pine trees.
Right.
And once they grow up, like there's no point planting a fruit tree behind a pine tree.
No, that's true. I think that'll be good because it gets the sun.
Get maximum exposure.
Yeah, that's good. You want to do the digging, the hard work.
Easy, mate. It's a miracle that I've not actually hit any stone yet because we have so much stone around the land. We managed to avoid it here. Even though we've got so much stone on our land, the soil is beautiful.
It is lovely, isn't it?
Look at this coming straight out of the ground. It's just gorgeous. And this should really help thrive these fruit trees.
You sounded like a legit gardener there, Charlie Dimmock.
Yeah, Charlie Dimmock.
And we've also got some compost here for the fruit trees that we bought in the same place. So we're going to have a mixture of that, 50% that, 50% of the soil that's being planted in so it can thrive really nicely. That's good. Right, so I guess we just bung that in and then...
You put the compost on first or
It's
after?
a mixture, so we want it a good mixture all the way around, so it's soil and compost, so it can
you mix
use
it
both.
together?
Yeah. Try and get the stones out. And the yeah, if we just do a 50-50 mix, it should be happy.
I'll do a handful like that, and you do a handful like that.
Okay. I am really excited and just desperately wish that we'd be able to get lemons straight away because we do use lemons quite a lot, but obviously this little tree is going to need a while before it can produce lemons.
But it is raining soon.
Yeah, it's grey means I haven't got to water it.
As you can see, we're very new to this planting trees and we've never done anything like this before, but we're very excited. It seems like a really cool process to actually plant something and hopefully see it flourish in the future. And if you got any advice, please let us know in the comments, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have already done this. You're probably experts, so let us know in the comments, and also whether you'd like to see us start a vegetable garden or not. The first tree is planted and look at Bee's face, look at that smile.
I'm very excited. It says the next step on here is to water it copiously. So we're using our old shower pump, which is actually designed for watering plants. And let's get the watering on.
We are kind of like a plant, so in theory we were just watering ourselves for a long time with that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works quite well actually.
It does, doesn't it? It's good. And this is water from the well, so it's fab. Do you want to do the honours of planting the lime? The lime's quite tall actually.
To the birth of the new lime. We hope you have many sunny days here in Portugal.
And produce many wonderful limes.
We hope you thrive, and we hope you bring us beautiful food in the future.
Oh, that's the perfect depth. Excellent.
Look at that juicy soil.
It's nice, isn't it? So all of the trees that we've chosen to plant are ones that we know will thrive here, and definitely the almond tree will do very, very well because it loves hot, dry, long summers, which is what we have here. Obviously it needs watering, but I think it's going to do really well. I know that they have incredibly beautiful blossoms as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Obviously right now it's a very small tree, so it's going to be a very, very, very long time before it really is a big, magnificent blossoming tree producing almonds, but I'm excited to see it grow. All of the planting, all of the trees are in place. I'm really actually very excited to see how it all turns out, and Theo's just going to put everything away. Now I asked Theo to get me some water from the well so I could do some washing up, and I wasn't expecting him to literally deliver it to the door. Thank you!
How's that for service?
That's brilliant, thank you.
I was just testing out my tractor removability skills.
And how would you rate yourself?
10 out of 10.
Of course, very humble.
Humble as usual.
So as you all know, our chickens that we have are pets to us. They're members of the family. I love them all. They all have names. They all have individual personalities. I feel like I know them very well. They eat from my hand. We spend time together. And it's really, really sad to say that unfortunately Birdie fell ill during the night a couple of days ago, and obviously I didn't discover that until the morning. When I went to check on her, she wasn't coming out of her nesting box. She had her eyes closed, she just seemed very down in the dumps. I tried to feed her, tried to give her some sugar water to give her some energy. I found a really peculiar egg in the nesting box. It looked basically like, I would guess it was a lash egg because it didn't have a membrane. It looked very like a smashed yolk. It was very yellow. It was very weird. It was an egg that she'd never laid before. It didn't look like an egg. And there was a lot of diarrhea. I cleaned her up. I went out to the vets. I got some antibiotics because, judging from what was going on, the diarrhea, all that sort of stuff, she had a bacterial infection inside. Spoke to the vets, they gave me some antibiotics, and unfortunately, by the time I got back, Birdie had passed away, which was just really heartbreaking because it happened so fast. And I've spoken to quite a lot of people who have chickens, and they've all said the same thing, that when a chicken gets ill, sometimes they can pull through, but if they're going to pass, they can pass really fast. So that meant that we were just down to 3 chickens, 2 of which were cockerels, which wasn't very fair on Sage. So we ended up having to like emergency get some extra chickens. So we've got 3 new chickens, 3 new hens, who are all laying eggs, which is great because it means we're now getting loads of eggs. I'm not overly concerned about getting eggs because, like I said, the chickens are pets. But it's nice to have eggs. And I'll show you the new chickens right now. So here we've got one of the new girls. This is Sandy. She's very beautiful. She's got a little golden head and black feathers and black feet and black eyes. She's very, very stunning. And the 2 others, that we find them, and the 2 other girls who are just hiding behind this bush here. Hey Sage! Sage is my white chicken. Here they are. They both look identical. They're both black chickens who now just keep going behind bushes, but I tell them apart because their combs are different. So this one's Frenchie. She's got more of a ruffly comb, and the other one, who you can't see, is called Rizzo. And tucked away in an area where they all used to like sunbathing together is Birdie. I planted a lavender bush there because we have a lot of wild lavender growing, so I thought that'd be a nice way to be able to mark her grave. And all the chickens did help me burying her. It was very cute, and hopefully this is the last chicken that we'll be burying. And I know some people might be concerned, thinking that because we don't know what happened with Birdie, that could pass on to the other chickens, but it's been over 5 days now and we've been keeping an eye on them. They all seem fit and healthy, no lethargy, no diarrhea. So we're keeping an eye on them, of course, we're checking them every single day, but they all seem fit and healthy.
So one of the projects that we're going to be tackling in the future is our suspended timber floor. The reason we're going for a suspended timber floor is because any moisture that comes into the building can then just evaporate, and it's a really nice way of doing things. I don't think any moisture is going to get in because this building's going to be sealed. We've dug a massive French drain all the way around the building. There's going to be drainage. We're going to have gutters so the water flows off 6 meters plus away from the building, so should be fine. But we're going to have a wooden floor in the house, so it's going to be really nice farm style house, wooden floor, really substantial. And the way I'm going to tackle it is really simple. We haven't actually got much height because we had to dig all of this out.
Oh man, that was a chore.
It was a nightmare. We went crazy with the jackhammer, dug the whole floor out so that we could get the wooden floor level with this stone, because I didn't want to be walking up into the house. I just thought that would be a bit weird.
Also the door would have to change then, wouldn't it?
Exactly, the door would have to change because the door's swinging inward. So this way is really nice. So what we've got is, we've got our joist hangers, and then we're going to have our timber that's going to be sitting on blocks. And then we have our joists that go all the way across to the other side of the building, and then in the middle we will put supports in with blocks in the middle as well, just to support it and make sure it's nice and solid. And then we're going to have some nice thick floorboards, which should just look amazing.
The theory of it is nice and simple, so hopefully the execution.
Yeah, I don't think it will be a complicated part of the project. So right now I'm standing under where the mezzanine's going to be, and this is one of the most exciting parts of the project for me. I knew when I saw this building that I wanted a mezzanine. I've dreamed of a mezzanine for a long time, and I think it just helps with small spaces. You know, our bedroom's going to be up here. It means that we've got so much more floor space downstairs, which is excellent. And you can see I've laid one of the joists over just to kind of see how it will look, although it won't look anything like that because that joist is sitting on top of the beams. We can't have the joist sitting on top of the beams. I wish we could, because it'd be a really easy process.
Imagine how simple that would be.
It would take like 10 minutes to put them all in place. But we would lose so much head height, and currently I can stand up on this mezzanine how it is.
In the middle.
In the middle, and off to the side a fair bit as well, which was surprising because that was never really in the plan. I always thought I was going to have to kind of walk around on a mezzanine like that, but now I can stand up, clear head height. I want to keep it that way. So the purist in me and the fan of woodworking and everything looking really tidy and nice, I was going to cut joist pockets into these beams. The problem is you usually cut the joist pockets into the beams before they go into place. How they are in situ right now, it'd be really awkward to get a platform set up, to be chiseling at a really funny angle. It's not ideal, and I've got 22 joist pockets that I'd have to do. So I'm trying to figure out different ways that I could do it, and I got this joist hanger that I showed you earlier, and I sprayed it black. Maybe it might look nicer if it's black, and that would sit there and the joist would obviously sit on it and go across to the other beam. But I really don't like the look of these joist hangers. And I looked online, and you can get like decorative joist hangers and ones that look quite nice, but they all seem to be in the States, and at the moment with how the postal service is and everything, I can't seem to get anything delivered, and it was just working out crazy expensive unless I got something custom made here, but that's a bit of a process. So I thought what I'm going to do is I've just got a bit of timber here, so I've ordered this wall is 4.6 meters long. So I've ordered 4.6 meter piece of chestnut to the right size. So imagine that's going to sit flush to the bottom here.
All the way along.
All the way along. And if it kind of comes over like a little lip, we're just going to sand it all flush. So it's all neat and tidy. I'm going to screw lag bolts probably through the beam, and then I'm going to hide all of the lag bolt holes with chestnut stoppers that I'm going to make with a hole saw. And then the other joist will just sit on top of there, and it should look really nice. And I don't think you'll even notice this once it's all sanded.
Look lovely.
Yeah, once it's all oiled, I think that's the best way I could come up with, without doing 22 joist pockets, hammer, chisel, many probably days trying to get them all perfectly lined up together.
It means we can essentially have the mezzanine floor in like a day or two.
Yeah, it'd be a lot quicker once these timbers are kind of bolted in. Then it won't take long at all, and I've done it so that the flooring fits just under these beams, so you won't be able to see the floor, and there'll be no horrible edges. It should be really nice and seamless, and I'll get that nice head height that I've been dreaming of.
I really hope that you have enjoyed this week's video. It's really fantastic to get these new fruit trees in, and we're one step closer to complete self-sufficiency here on the land. We have got an update for you guys about the roof that we'll be telling you in next week's video, and also we're taking Fernando to get the snip tomorrow, so hopefully we're going to be seeing a whole new Fernando, at least a more chilled out Fernando. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.